She reminds him over and over. You really should know your father's mother didn't accept you. It's different when two people have their own. You're special in your own way, you're different than the others. I swear on a stack of Bibles that I love you. You're just like family, closer than my cousins, almost like my blood. This is what it is. I'm not sure who you are, I really don't know where you came from. I'll treat you like my own. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't think you should have a niche. I am against this whole niche thing. Like I don't think you should like pigeonhole yourself like that, you know, just into one thing. Like this is what I do and this is what I'm always going to do, and every time you come to my channel this is what you can expect. I'm not like, why do I have to do that? Just to chase the algorithm? Like just to make money? That's it? Like just is it even genuine of people when they say that? Like, are people really just one thing? And you know, I understand you can make your channel about one thing, but why can't your channel be about a lot of things? I mean, I am a person who's about a lot of things. Matter of fact, when I was a little kid, my grandmother once said to me, oh my God, you're a lot. Nobody's going to be able to deal with you when you get older. You're a lot. And I'm a lot. I'm a lot of different things. And I don't look at that as a negative, you know. And actually, in fact, I think that if you do pigeonhole yourself into something, like let's talk about the filmmaking space and the camera and the photography space on YouTube right now. I think people are getting bored with it, you know. Like I think if you've been somebody who's just like talking about gear all the time and, you know, reviewing lenses and cameras and lights and gimbals and all that kind of stuff, I mean, that was huge for a while, but I think people are getting bored with it. How about like, you know, running shoes, cell phones, smartphones. Smartphones used to be a gigantic space on YouTube, gigantic. I mean, they were like huge YouTubers during that time, just reviewing smartphones. And then all of a sudden, you know, the public decided like, we're good, it's maxed out, can't get any better. You know, it's boring. And what happened to all those people? Most of those, you know, content creators are gone. They really, you know, or they certainly have not been able to, you know, kind of recreate something as big as that was for them. And I don't want to get caught up in stuff like that. I mean, you know what? I know that there have been many times in my career where I've like spent a long time with something. I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of at a, you know, an elevated place with it. You know, maybe a lot of people think like, wow, he's about to reach that threshold where it's going to be huge. And then I shift and I go do something else because sometimes I get bored, you know. Sometimes I need other ways to express myself, you know. Sometimes there are other mountains to climb, you know, other places to go. And if I feel that way, I'm going to go. You know, since my channel has like been blessed with this algorithm, you know, like YouTube pushing me out there further, it's really amazing. First of all, the support that I've received has been astounding. Like this beautiful, beautiful blanket of love, you know, just being thrown all over me. It's been incredible. But, you know, every once in a while I get somebody telling me, this is your problem, you know, this is the issue. And telling me like, your videos are about all kinds of different things. Or sometimes people make suggestions to me, but I could tell they haven't even really done research into figuring out who I am or what I'm about. Because what they're complaining about is right there in my channel. You just have to search deep into what I've done. I mean, I got a lot of videos because I've done a lot of different things. I was in the music business for a long time, professionally.
A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my story. Little baby born, cute little thing, tiny little nose, little ears. Mother said he's gotta make it on his own. She's gotta let him go. Oh no. Put him in the system. He's always gonna wonder if his mother ever missed him. We move ahead and hope that life is gonna bless the little boy. We hope so. Hey, strange how he never really feels like he's at home. He's running like a lone wolf, even though he's only 5 years old. Ooh yeah, he read a little book, now he's always gonna know that he was chosen. And she reminds him over and over.
Theater.
Cool. Yo, what's up, Saint? What's up, man? You wanna play? Nah, man. I feel like dunking on your ass today. In your fucking dreams, Saint. What's up, man? Yo, Jamal, what? Yo, man. Heard they picked you to speak at graduation. Congratulations. Yo, I'm mad at you for taking my spot. What? I mean, you know. My poem was probably better than yours, but you know how it is. Token white boy speaks in front of a whole lot of black people, looks good for the school. Gets more white folks to move to the community, moves more black folks out. You know what gentrification means, Jamal, huh? Let me tell you, man. Gentrification. The restoration of rundown urban areas by the middle class, resulting in the displacement of low-income residents. In other words, a whole bunch of white people with some money coming in and moving a whole bunch of black folks out of the neighborhood who have lived and worked in that neighborhood with their families for generations without any regards where those black families are going to go. First they get the people out, then they suck the culture out the neighborhood, but not all of it, I mean, just enough to keep the new white people feeling like they're kind of cool and hip, like there's some kind of pioneers. You ever heard that word, Jamal, pioneer, huh? How about colonist, settler, developer, pilgrim, squatter, immigrant? Should I keep going, Jamal? I got an A in history, motherfucker, what?
Poetry.
I felt nervous. This impervious feeling of resistance and insistence at the same time flooded my emotions and drowned my mind into confusion. Was this an illusion? This should have happened a long time ago. This is actually an intrusion into this acquired mechanism, my long accumulated definition of who I created all by myself, because I would never ever allow anyone else to help, and as a result of that, I'm all fucked up.
Winning slams at like the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, which is basically like the Yankee Stadium of poetry.
But I gotta say thank God, because eventually you got the fuck out of the way and made room for my real mother and father to come and find me. Thank you.
Filmmaking, award-winning filmmaker, playwright. I've done a lot of stuff. I'm an athlete, you know, I love running. Talk about running shoes a lot, you know. I talk about training a lot. You know, some of my closest friends are trainers to like Olympic athletes, and you know, I'm very, very interested in fitness and health and kinesiology and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. Like I do a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not going to niche down, ever. And I know, you know, people are going to go, ah, he's an idiot. You know, he's so stupid. He's never going to make any money on YouTube. Never going to be a successful YouTuber. And I don't know. I think I can be. I think I could be wildly successful. I think that, you know, the more people who show a more broad scope with what they're doing on YouTube, the better, you know, because then it becomes about people. And think about that, you know. Like, what's the most important thing right now in the world is people are so divided, you know. Societies are falling apart, you know. There's a lot of war. There's a lot of, you know, horrible stuff going on right now, politically, socially, you know. There are gender gaps, there are race gaps, you know, religion, all that stuff. Imagine if we all got to know each other for real. Like when you come to a channel and you're meeting somebody from Russia or meeting somebody from Syria, you know, or Israel, or Texas, or Florida, or Brooklyn, and you really get to know these people. And you have this like preconceived notion of what people are like from those areas. And then this person is like somebody who you're like, damn, I kind of like this person. You know? Like I've been watching somebody recently, a very famous YouTuber who it's so obvious to me that he is just trying so hard to make a video like every day about his niche. And it is so played already. It's like so, it's like I'm watching somebody fall apart. It's like I'm watching somebody desperately trying to hang in there. It's like when a show is about to be canceled, you know? That's not it. But if you want to have longevity, you know, you got to be able to, like, you have to be able to grow, because that's what human beings do. We grow, you know? And if you're not willing to allow people growth, then what are we? You know what I mean? Like if you have a favorite whatever on YouTube and you don't allow that person to do other things and change and grow, then how long are they going to be there? And do you even care? See, that's the problem. You probably don't even care. Like Does it matter to you if somebody kind of has told you everything that they could possibly tell you about that niche? Like there's nothing else they could tell you, you know? I mean, does it matter to you that now they're going to lose their channel and lose their income? Just because people don't want them to change, they don't, like if there's new stuff to be done, they don't want it to be them. It's like being an actor and having a hit show for 7 seasons, and now you can never do another character because people always look at you as like Archie Bunker. The reason actors like Denzel Washington are able to have a long career is because we have allowed him to be different characters. You know, Tom Hanks has been so many different characters. Meryl Streep, we allow them to be that, you know? And I think that's really important. And why not the same thing for YouTube, you know? Why not the same thing for music, you know? I mean, Miles Davis went through a long period of his career where his fans were so mad at him because he changed. He got into electronic music. He got into, you know, kind of experimental kind of stuff, and people didn't want it. And they literally got mad at him. To me, that's the artistry of it, you know? Look at somebody like Prince. Prince put out so many different kinds of music. But it was always Prince, you know? Michael Jackson, he was allowed to grow. But it's very rare. You know, usually we like when we see somebody in a certain kind of way, we don't want them to change. I think it's scary to people when people change. You know, it's like uncomfortable. They're like, oh, you know, people like to be comfortable, but I'm somebody who is constantly putting myself out of my comfort zone. And I understand that that's not for everybody, but that's who I am. And I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna front, you know. I'm not gonna like not be who I am on this channel ever. I'm always gonna be genuine. I'm always gonna be this person. And, you know, I hope all of you stay. I hope everybody subscribes. I hope everybody loves it, you know. But I also feel like if everybody loves you, you're probably not doing much of anything, you know. Because that's gonna run out really fast. You know, but if you have a little bit of friction around you all the time, it probably means you're pushing the envelope and you're growing and you're learning and you're, you know, finding new places and new things, and then you have to adapt and you become better with all of the experience that you garner along the way, you know. The only thing that we can really count on in life is change. That's it. The beautiful thing about filmmaking is we get to document everything along the way so that as we change, that's why I'm posting so often on Facebook, I mean on YouTube, and I think that's what I love about YouTube the most, is that that's what's most appealing to me, is that as I change, I can go back and look at my videos and go, wow, I can't even remember what I was thinking at that time. I once saw a video by a photographer who I follow who was getting, he said like almost hate mail because he likes to overexpose his images when he takes photographs. Except that he does it on purpose because he likes that. Like that's aesthetically pleasing to him. It's his style. And you know, pro photographers were like going at him. And finally he made a video and he was almost in tears. And he was very angry. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna do it the way I wanna do it. This is my channel. And I think everybody should have that opportunity with their channel, to do what you want to do what you're comfortable with. And because that is your greatest contribution to everyone else. Providing us with the best of you. You know, your perspective, your talents, your personality, your vulnerability, your intimacy, all of it. You know, whatever you want to share, you know, the best of you is what we need, what we want. That'll bring all of us together when we, you know, like I feel like if you're willing to be revealing, if you're willing to open that window to your soul and really let people in and let them know who you are, that's everything. Man, I mean, that's like, that'll change the world. For real, in a good way. You might not think that you're interesting, but you are completely different than everybody else. You are. You're the only you. And if you share that, if you really explore it, if you take a deep dive into yourself, if you approach your life like a character study, you know, for an actor or a playwright or something like that, like go in there and really, really let people know who you are, where you've been, what you're doing, where you want to go, you know, where you're headed, how it all feels, how it's affecting you, how it's affecting the people around you, your relationships, your job, your heart, you know, what you love, what you don't love. That's a beautiful thing. That's it, you know, that's what I wanted to talk about. And let me do my due diligence and say, please subscribe, and please hit the like button, and please consider joining my Patreon. That would be everything to me. And please go to my website, you know, and you should have your own website, because all of this could go away. But your website, as long as the internet exists, nobody could take that from you, you know. Facebook could shut down, Instagram could shut down, YouTube could shut down. You don't have any ownership of it. But your website, that's yours. So get a website. And all of that. So yeah, we're already into 2025. I can't believe it. And I'll see you in a minute.
It was the end of the summer, just before we go to school. We load up in the car like one big happy family. And by the way, my parents chose a brother and sister for me. Ooh yeah, my mom's had a brother who was married to the mother of my cousins, who were just a little younger than me. A 4-hour drive, you get excited to see your people. Are we there yet? Pretty soon. And each year we'd arrive, there was nobody home. It never felt to me like a great big deal, just an empty house with the front door open. Spent the weekend watching a lot of TV, and never one time did we sit down for a meal alone together. The mother of my cousins, who were just younger than me, was staying late at the library, not very nice. Such a long drive, can't pretend, I can't pretend, no, somebody won't let me. You really should know your father's mother didn't accept you. It's different when two people have their own. You're special in your own way, you're different than the others. I swear on a stack of Bibles that I love you. You're just like family, closer than my cousin.